good fun.
It's a hell of a run.
Best Open in a long, long time.
Glad to be a part
It
of
was
it.
so great that it was here at the Open that you put together the run. I mean, I know you're loved in France, and it was great, you know, the five-setter you had with Cheng. But it's just great that it was here at the Open.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was good
you
fun.
know, if it was at Wimbledon, yeah, I know all the tradition and the pageantry, but it wouldn't, unless it was on that
I'm
every
not
other
a
Sunday.
tradition kind of guy.
Rolling?
No, I didn't gather that.
Yeah.
I'm wrong, ready?
Okay. What can I say? It was a real heck of a run. No, it was a hell of a run, Jimmy. I don't know the curse, but this time I will.
Well, it's about time you start then. Well, you know, as we were just talking, you know, to be able to put it together like I did here in New York, and this was really my goal when I got back into tennis in February, was to try to get my game and my conditioning in order so that I could play my best tennis of the year here in New York at the Open. And you know, to do it like I have the past 12 weeks or 12 days or whatever, and to play like I have, and to get the crowd as involved as they have been over this last couple of weeks is really something that I can't describe. You can't buy that. You try to savor it while you have it at the time, but I really didn't have time to. The moment went too fast, and you know, I had other things to do. I had more matches to play, but when I have time to sit down and look back on this Open, this is something that is just going to last in my mind for a long, long time.
The crowd was your 12th man. How much did it boost your play?
They won me 2 matches here for sure. They helped me against Patrick McEnroe in the first round when I was down 2-0, and then in the 5th set with Aaron Krickstein when I was down 5-2, and they got involved, and they were yelling and screaming, and the more they yelled, the better I played, and the more they screamed, the more I got to the net, and so they are my 12th man. I mean, the more they pushed me, the more I liked it, and I have to give them credit for raising my game when I was really in need of it at 50% or better.
As you said, you weren't really able to really digest everything that was going on. The public was able to and really enjoy it, but it was happening to you. You were living it. But did you realize, like, all the other things, not so much the players that you were playing against, but I mean all of America, and now this big age. I mean, everybody knows you're 39 years old. I don't think too many people knew you were 38, but everybody knows you're 39.
Oh well, I'm not carrying a banner for 40-year-olds out there. I'm out there just doing what I've done throughout the course of my career, and really enjoying it more than ever. To have a second chance to do something, and to be able to try to do it as I did when I first started in the game 20 years ago is really exciting for me now. But you know, it's a funny thing that, you know, that you're 39 or they make such a big deal out of it. You know, it's how I feel inside. You know, it's not my game that wins for me, or it's not being 39 that wins or loses matches for me. It's the other things that I'm able to do to still compete. I mean, I'm not afraid to go out and to bleed for these people, and to give them what I've been able to try to give them over the past 20 years. And because of that, especially here in New York, they love it. You know, they are the most sports-wise people in the world, in my opinion, because of the football, the baseball, the basketball, the hockey, and the tennis, you know, one of the biggest tournaments in the world. So, and for them to appreciate my style and what I'm able to give them is pretty fun.
They would have gotten lost a little bit at Wimbledon with all the pageantry, or even the French Open, where you're loved as well as here in this country. It seems like it would not have been as dramatic as it being the U.S. Open, something you've won 5 times.
The French was very exciting for me also this year. I had a quite good run there. Wimbledon, the tradition, I played on the middle Sunday. That was pretty special also, but I'm not a real tradition kind of guy.
No, really?
I've kind of, this is my kind of people here. This is my kind of stadium. It's, you know, I don't mind the planes coming over. I don't mind the people walking around. I don't mind the noise. I don't mind what goes on here, and that makes me just get into it a little bit more. And you're right. I don't think if it was someplace else, I don't think it would have been as hyped. But you know, here in New York, and with everything that's happened, and it's just really something.
It's quite evident that 20,000 plus people appreciate what you can do. Do you think that the younger players, I won't name names, but do you think any of the younger players, how do you think that they perceive you? How do they look at Jimmy Connors?
Probably as 39, I'm sure. You know what, I really don't know, only because I don't spend much time around in the locker rooms, and especially at other tournaments outside of the Grand Slams. I hang around a little bit more now because all of my buddies are here playing in the 35s and so forth, so I can see them. But I really don't know how they perceive me or if they do at all. I'm sure they're coming in and saying that this is their time. We're the young ones. We're the ones that want to take over the game and make our mark now. You know, what's this guy hanging around for? Well, you know, I'm hanging around. If I can produce this kind of tennis and stay on a competing level with these guys, then I will hang around. But how they feel about me, I think you better ask them.
I think I will. Now, how do the players, you told me how they perceive you, but so much your emotion that you play with, do you think that that some of them are intimidated by it? They've seen it on TV or they've seen you or they've heard about you, but to actually be out there with a living legend, do you sometimes think that your emotion intimidates them?
I certainly hope so. When I was playing my best tennis, I felt that I had an advantage when I walked out there even before the match started, because of my reputation and because of a lot of things that I did. If that's starting to creep back in the minds of these young players, and I'm starting to have them wonder about me a little bit, even at 39, that's pretty good. I would like to have that again, and what's happened here at the Open may just creep in there a little bit.
Has Madison Avenue come calling? I mean, with everything that's going on this week, have you already gotten the calls even before the Open was over with?
Well, I don't handle that. I have an advisor that handles that, and he's taking care of it. He says he's been pretty busy these past couple of weeks, so I'm sure tomorrow when I have time to settle down a little bit and get with him that I'll find out what's happening.
Where do you go tomorrow? Where do you go from here? How do you top this?
Well, it's very difficult, but right now I'm on a slide. I've had 8 tournaments this year, and I have to get 14 tournaments on the computer to be ranked because of my being out for a year. So I have a busy fall coming ahead of me now. I have another 5 or 6 tournaments to play. I would like to take it easy and try to heal a little bit and get my body back in order so that when I go out I can continue playing this kind of tennis, but I don't know if I'm going to have time for that.
Just a few more questions, going back a little bit to what you were saying about how your buddies are playing in 35 and over, but you're not. You're playing in the main draw. What separates you between those, your buddies that are playing in the seniors, so to speak, and you're still playing in the main draw?
That's a difficult question. I don't really know why I haven't gone that route yet. Maybe stubbornness. I like going out and playing against the great young kids today, and young is the word. I like putting my game of about 20 years now up against the games of today, the serve and volley games, the bigger rackets and the power game, and trying to make my transition from where I began and where I started and how I played for 15 years and then getting into what's happening today. If it holds up, that's even better. So far, I can't complain. It hasn't been as successful as I would have liked at times, but to have events and tournaments and matches like I've had here at the Open makes me, feel that I still have a shot to get in and compete against these guys. And that's really the word that makes me come back time after time after time is I love to compete. I love to go out there. I love to play in front of 20,000 people, and if there's 20 more million watching, that's even better. I love to play the best in the world, the Edbergs, the Beckers, the Couriers, the Sampras, all the guys that are the best. And I love the game, and that's the best part of it.
2 more questions. One, some of these people that you mentioned aren't much older than your son. I think a lot of people are like, how is that to compete against someone that is less than half your age sometimes?
Well, I look over there at times and I say, how the hell did he get that ball? And then I look back and say, when I was 20 years old, I used to try it and go after everything. And it's a beautiful thing, youth. The problem is it's wasted on the young. And I'm sure in my time when I was 20 and 22, 24 years old, I wasted a lot on myself also. Now as I look back, that's the one thing I would like to grab back is not being 22 again, but just having a little bit of that youth back in my legs, or a little bit of the youth back in my body at times that would not tear me down and not tear me down physically is what I'm talking about. That the times wouldn't tear me down enough so that I couldn't come back and perform up to standard.
Finally, how much longer are we going to be able to enjoy Jimmy Connors like we saw this week?
Well, if you'd asked me that a year ago, I'd have probably said this could be my last year, not knowing for sure if I was able to come back and to play after my wrist surgery. But now with the way I've performed here at the Open and the kind of tennis that I played was pretty exciting for me even. And so I really can't say now. I would rather say that I want to play for 5 years now and only last 3 than say that I want to play for 2 years and last 5. Because once I leave, I'm going to go with nothing but great memories and no what ifs. I'm not going to look back and say, what if I would have had my wrist operated on, or what if I would have played 1 more year. The day I wake up and the day I don't want to go out and work and train and love this game like I have for 25 years now, then it's time for me to go.
Thanks for the memories, Jimbo.
It's been my pleasure.
Great, thank you very much. You're very gracious.